Hi, I just wanted to add some more information about kind of like my expose about organic farms. Um, as you might have seen in my other video, I was talking about how working at a farm, and I also worked at a permaculture-based CSA, Customer Supported Agriculture, and what I experienced was a deep, unsustainable level of stress ongoing. And there is this, I believe, this idealization of farmers, particularly organic farmers, or people who do permaculture, or people who do CSAs. And what I experienced, as I experienced this with other kind of idealized places, whether it was a meditation center, a retreat center, or a healing arts school, is that basically it is always about the bottom line. You know, people have ideals, that's how they get their customers, but basically profit is the goal. And so in working at a farm, you know, if you know anything about you know, farming just before industrialization, it was hard work. And with industrialization, yeah, you have more machines and whatnot, but it is still a really hard, physically challenging work to And if you look at OSHA, the Occupational Health and Safety Act, as regards to people who are farm laborers, they have fewer rights than regular workers. You know, somebody who works in an office or whatever. So farm workers have less protection under the law. And when you go to some remote farm somewhere, let's say you're considering, you know, you're thinking about woofing, and which I think woofing and ATRA are two websites that get workers to work for free under these horrible conditions, and it's illegal. Like if you talk to the Bureau of Labor and Industries, BOLI, you are supposed to get paid at least minimum wage. And a lot of these farms are either not paying anything, they're paying below minimum wage, and they're and people are working beyond the 40-hour limit, and they're not getting paid for it. So. And also, you know, you think, oh, you know, organic farmers or people who are into CSAs or permaculture, that you know, they at least would have integrity. And frankly, it hasn't been my experience that is so. They may think they have integrity, but when it comes to the day-to-day, like safety requirements, whether it's you know, patching up a 4-foot by 3-foot hole or in the floor, or having somebody listen to a high decibel sound for 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day or whatever, they don't want to be bothered. And this was my experience at this place called Persephone Farm in Lebanon, Oregon, and also at Portland Permaculture Institute in Portland. And something I just read is that, like, it could be, like, there can be safety gear, but oftentimes safety gear is ineffective. In the farm, like, farmers are, the people who seem to be drawn to being a farmer or a farm manager are, like, they're kind of workaholics. You know, they're displaced CEOs, and they're just wearing blue jeans, but, you know, it could be somebody from Enron or the SNL or whatever, or the government. And working at these farms, there's a demand for high performance, and so it is very difficult to do what needs to be done, whether it's even going to the bathroom or taking a water break. And my problem with these organic farms or CSAs or permaculture institutes is that the degree of intense labor and psychological stress that's put on the workers, and then the lack of accommodation for somebody's needs to go to the bathroom or to drink water, or to give sufficient breaks. I was reading a book about stress, and that a person needs, every 90 minutes, they need to have like a change of pace, and that's just, it's like a concentration camp working at these farms. So I just wanted to put the word out for anybody who thinks that they're doing everybody a favor by spending so much money on organics. You know, because you think, oh, at least I'm supporting happy workers, and frankly, unless you get, you know, I mean, you can't even necessarily get an honest response from a worker if they're working there, because, you know, there is the pressure that, you know, people don't want to be scapegoated or whatever. So just know it's better to grow your own food, or make sure, like I think, like I am into going, putting my money towards where I know workers can get, they're protected, or that they have options to being protected under the law, or somehow, you know, with some kind of community support, because like with these situations where workers are working for low wages or no wages, it's basically exploitation. And I just think that we should be aware that the organics, the permaculturists, the CSAs, they're exploiting people. And maybe there are a handful that aren't, but for the most part, it seems to be that the nature of farming, and it's just important to know that. So I just wanted to add that extra piece. Thanks for watching, and feel free to rate this video.